Alright, what is up everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Crypto, Coffee and Lo-Fi. Now, before we get started, a special thanks to Delta Exchange for sponsoring this series. You can click the link in the description below to sign up with them, make a deposit, it helps us out, it helps the stream out. Too easy, so let's get stuck into it. Thank you everyone who joined in the stream last night, it was fucking hilarious, man. Craziness. So we went over some charts and we actually managed to win some money gambling this time. It's fucking insane. I think I'm down like 40, 50k US just in the last couple of months streaming, so we will make it all fucking back. Before we do get started though, I do want to have a little talk about the indicator and the copy trading that's coming up. So if you are watching this video, I'm sure the majority of you have seen me post and talk about the indicator before. So sometime in the next 1 to 2 months, we will be releasing a copy trading platform. And obviously I can't promise you guys profits, but I want to just show a quick glimpse into what we are doing here and some of the results. So this is on Ethereum on the M15 over the last year, coming in like 491%, almost a 50% hit rate. Honestly, some of this shit is fucking insane. So what I've decided to do is I'm going to stop selling the indicator. So there's like 5 or 6 more copies left of that. Once they're sold, I'm just going to stop selling the indicator altogether. And over the next 1 or 2 months, we're going to release the copy trading, and that will be probably around $2,000 to $3,000. Like I said, obviously I can't promise anyone anything, but this is something that has been in the works for. Well, the indicator has been being built for over 1.5 years now, and this strategy has been refined for about 6 years. Which is fucking insane. So being able to see all of this automated and put into an indicator that will then just trade for me, yeah, it's a great feeling. So keep an eye out for that. I will post updates, and this is including fees as well, so not bad at all. All right, let's get stuck into it. Really quick session, this one. So if you are new here, I'm essentially just using one pattern to find support, resistance, accumulation, distribution. Once I see the support and resistance, I wait for accumulation and distribution or distribution to form at those levels. Once they do start to form, I then look for an entry trigger. And all of this is using the same pattern. So what is this pattern? It's right here on the chart, but essentially I'm just looking, if I'm looking for a short, I'll look for a sweep of a key level. Once that level's swept, I'll wait for a close above the high. Once I get that close, I'll wait for a close above the low, right here. Once we get the close below the low, I then look for price to return between the range of the low to the high, so something like this. Now it doesn't need to form straight away. We can see a little bit of time before the retest, but this is what we're seeing here on ETH. So I've entered short here a few minutes ago. So we swept above that high, breaking below the low that was responsible for taking that high, returning to this range, sweeping out above this high, then breaking below the low that's responsible for taking that high. I do think we take out Age's low here. So something like this, a rundown, a 15-minute or H1 close below here will give me more confidence. Looking at about 1860. Why 1860? If we go back a little bit on the M5, you can see we swept out these lows, breaking above the high. I think this level gets tested before we see any big run up. So I'm looking at obvious areas of liquidity. So this key low resting just above this untested red candle here, I think is a solid target. So in terms of my long-term bias, I explained this last night in the stream, but essentially I'm looking for 1 or 2 things to play out before I get into longs. Either we take out these key lows here and then accumulate at my level, something like that, or we take out this key low and then accumulate, so something like this. Until we get something like that, I do not think that price is ready for any kind of substantial move to the upside. If we do get the accumulation at one of these levels though, then we have lots of equal highs resting above, and I think we shoot up to 2440. Similar story on Bitcoin. BTC also has these equal lows resting below here, which adds to my kind of adds confluence for my ETH short. So I'll link a video in the description where I essentially talk about price magnets and how I use different types of pockets of liquidity as a target. But here we have all of these equal lows, no accumulation here, resting just above the accumulation. So taking out that low, breaking above the high right here. So one of two things I'm expecting on Bitcoin. I think we do see a drop here. If we can get some accumulation after taking the low, then I'll look to get long, targeting these equal highs. If we don't get that accumulation, then I'm looking at this level, possibly for some accumulation. And then if we don't get that there, then I think we have much, much lower. So just keeping that in mind. Similar story on Sol as well. Taking out that low, breaking above the high, taking out this low, breaking above the high. So we do technically have a valid setup here, but seeing as though both Bitcoin and Ethereum are looking like we are heading lower, I'm not really confident in entering just yet. But if we do jump onto the M15, we have returned to this area of demand and returned to the area of accumulation, and we've started to reaccumulate here. So taking out that low, breaking above the high, if we can temporarily move below this low and accumulate something like I've drawn on this chart, then I will look to enter long. And depending on what ETH and Bitcoin are doing, I might close my ETH short as well. So if I get that long, looking at about $54. Once we reach into $54, if we don't see distribution, once we hit there and we continue up, then I'm going to hold this all the way up until about 76. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. Alright, no worries guys, I'm going to cut that there. So there's a few copies left to the indicator. Once they're sold, I'm just going to stop selling it altogether. It doesn't really make sense for me to continue selling something like this, honestly. It needs to be protected. And yep, the copy trading will be released in the next like month and a half. So all of the results that I showed here are including fees. We have a few more pairs and a few more settings that we have set up too. And the idea is that we are putting together a basket of different coins and time frames that the indicator will be trading to decrease volatility over a longer period of time. So we have settings on the M15, the M5, the hourly, and the H4 across a whole different range of coins, including DeFi, Perp, and things like that. So no worries. If you have any questions, you can DM me on Twitter. All right, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.